nothing left to lose now. Everything to prove now. Long as I'm alive, I'ma fight back. My fire never cools down. I'm about to catch fire. Yeah, I'm about to catch fire. Get ready for the new me. Get ready for the new me. Try to hold me down and I go louder. Try to put me out and I go louder. I'm a fighter, a survivor. Stand back when I catch fire.
Welcome, everybody, to the 8:05 Post Show. Here to wrap up all the big highlights from the first day of competition on day 4 of the waiting period for the Haleiwa Challenger at home in the Hawaiian Islands. It's going to be a big 8:05 Post Show, talking about all the big heats that set up the next round of competition for the men and the women with qualification on the line. Joe Turpel, Rosie Hodge, and Strider Wazalewski, who was in the water, who was in the athletic area, who I asked a million questions to, who was frothing out today. How you feeling? You saw a lot of good surfing today, Waz.
I'm feeling really inspired, actually. I'm just psyched. I don't know. I had such a great day. We've been away from the competition a little bit for myself, and to get back in and watch everybody, stepping up, going through the roof. My favorite heat was that first one of the morning. And Wong all the way, losing her board, coming back around, and then just blowing up and killing it. Youngster just killing it from Hawaii.
Rosie, big highlight for you today?
Wow, that's a huge question. We had, 16 heats on deck. Kahuli Voss getting that 9-point ride. That was super impressive to me. Some of the young women were absolutely shredding. So, yeah, no shortage of action today.
So cool. We just had a great heat come to a close, and standing by downstairs is AJ with Shane Sykes.
Shane, just getting out of the water, the final heat of the day. You had to overcome a little bit of adversity there at the beginning of the heat after that fall. Walk me through it.
Yeah, the waves have been pumping all day, and I was really excited to get out there. But, yeah, the wave came to me, and I wasn't the deepest, but the guys were caught a bit too deep, so I managed to sneak it on the outside. And the first turn I went for, it just threw me into the flats. And then I kind of had to just reset from there, and then managed to get a couple fun ones.
How do you reset after a wave that starts the heat not the way you want it to?
You kind of just have to believe in yourself. Also, when it's early in the heat, it's kind of easier to reset rather than later in the heat. And when there's good waves coming, you can be oh, I can still get 2 more good waves and get it done.
Later in the heat, though, you also pulled out a really great wave that gave you the lead with just about a minute left to go. What did you see in that wave that you really liked?
Well, I think I moved to second or first in the last 3 minutes, and then I knew I didn't have priority, so I was oh, well, if there's not a set coming, I might as well just take a little one and have fun on it, and I think it bettered my score, so
yeah.
Stoked.
What do you like about the way Haleiwa is pumping today and as you look into the forecast?
Yeah, the whole week looks insane, so there's going to be some really good surfing going down, and hopefully make a few more heats and get to surf out there with 3 more guys.
There you go. Shane, congratulations, and we'll see some more good surf tomorrow with these guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, AJ and Shane Sykes. What a little weapon this guy is. I met him last year on the North Shore, actually, and saw him surf a few days. He's a contender, real powerful, and anytime the South Africans are doing well, Rosie, you got to be pretty proud of that.
Oh, I love it. I think, we have seen some really big performances from the South Africans here in Hawaii. So it's interesting to watch them in waves of consequence and something with a bit more juice. I think they really step up.
Really cool to see that, especially when you get to say you're in a heat with Michelle Perez and you got the win at Haleiwa. Not many people can say that. One of the big highlighted heats of the day actually just happened a couple of moments ago. Heat number 7 featured the local wild card once again, Shion Crawford, back where he left off last year when he made the quarterfinals. This was a stacked heat with Eli Hanneman, Rio Naba, and also Levi Slossenstrider.
Yeah, the way that the surfing excels once you get a local guy in the event, Shion, watching Henneman step up to the plate was awesome, but Shion's turn, he's just the velocity that he's putting into, he's going faster, ripping through these turns so hard. There's a clear difference to me, the way that he surfs out here, and it's really impressive. I think it's a pure confidence thing.
Well, it's so true. You just get to prove that it was no fluke. Last year, the role that he was on, he is, born and bred on this wave. His local lineup, he's very proud of that. He got to beat some of the biggest names in surfing last year, and It's right back to business. I mean, we had Hawaii wild cards in this event that went down earlier today, but it's about Shion Crawford, 8.53, 7.73. He threw away a 7.33 today on his home break.
Yeah, and he just, looked so easy doing it too. So I think just stepping right back into those comfy slippers, surfing at home with the waves that are on offer, you're kind of laughing. I mean, someone like him is going to pull into the parking lot, get into his parking spot, pull out his boards, and be like, 3 other people in the lineup. This is like a joyride.
How about this matchup potentially tomorrow? Round of 64, heat number 13. He's got Griffin Colapinto, who finished just outside the final 5 last year. Mateus Hurdy, who's got a long shot chance, along with Nolan Raposa, to qualify for the tour. And Shion looks like he's still going to be one of the favorites to win with how comfortable he is under the spotlight, Strider.
Watching him surf, I feel like he's got a good recipe out here. You know, he obviously being local, but if you watch his body language and the way that he torques, he's really loading up really fast, and I think that's the difference that I've seen out of all the other surfers today. Like, he was one of the quickest in release of turns that I saw all day, and it was because of that body torque that he's throwing around, following the shoulders and the hands. It was so fun to watch, and I feel like he's got he could win that heat, no problem.
So great to see Shion's form. Strider, we always think of Goofy Foots when we look at our friend the Waz. You want some Goofy highlights, don't you?
Of course, yes. And there were some.
There were definitely some great Goofy Foot highlights when we think about the backhand attack at Haleiwa. The amount of power and spray these guys can throw off the top is absolutely impressive. Guys like Cole Hausman winding up big time. Alonso Carrera as well. Threw down some big scores with a lot of power, Rosie.
Yeah, it was super impressive to see these goofy footers tee off on these long walls and just carry that speed. I mean, Cole Hausman has been someone that's been a standout for me down at low. As I saw him today here at the contest site super early, keeping eyes on lineup. So his preparation really paying off. This guy, super impressive, though, from Peru and just laying down hammers.
Alonso Correa, very prepared for a wave like this. He's had some tough heats over the years. But anytime the waves are firing, he loves a powerful section to work with. Timing off the lip was perfect, Strider.
You nailed it, Joe. He was technically really, just positioned and poised every time he went to hit the lip. And that was what the key to his success was. He was winded, though. He paddled by me a few times. He's like, I'm worked. And I'm like, keep going, you're killing it. And he's like, yeah. It's so funny to see their mindsets.
Gotta love that. 807, 783. Big win for Alonso Carrera. Hausman right behind him representing San Clemente, but it's all about Alonso with that heat win, going to heat number 5 of the round of 64 to take on last year's Rookie of the Year, Sammy Pupo, Sheldon Simkis, who's been on a roll, and also a local to Haleiwa, Keanoa Singh. That's going to be a stacked matchup with a great-looking forecast. Can't wait to see how that one's going to play out and see if Alonso can kind of keep that momentum going from day one. That's always the hard part of competing, is repeating that same success and not celebrating too early.
Yeah, definitely. Start that freewheel and really feel that momentum and carry it through the event. And I think as we get into that next round, we think of that qualification picture. These guys, their careers, this all comes down to this last event of the season, the hard work that they've done. So I think we're going to see blood, sweat, tears, and just triumph over these next couple of days with a perfect forecast. But yeah, I think there's going to be some drama going down.
I tried to put you on the spot earlier, Rosie. Highlight of the day. You're like, yeah, we had 1 million heats. Well, now I'm thinking about how long ago this feels. This was this morning. How good was it to see Coco back in the kind of form that we just loved on the Dream Tour for like a decade? And Coco had a longtime sparring partner with her, Sally Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, this was a great heat to watch. I mean, we had Coco Ho just starting to open up and light up this bowl. And Coco's coming in with this fresh attitude and just this fun perspective and really reflective on her career and what she wants to do in this event and how much fun she wants to have in this last event of the season.
Had some younger names in there. Pua de Soto as a wild card. Summer Macedo, who's looking to qualify. But it was a total veteran takeover in heat number 5 of the round of 48 was.
Yeah, and, Sally did it her way, and Coco just finally looked like she was herself. It's cringing to watch sometimes her in heats, and she just doesn't look like she's opening up. Today, she looked amazing.
Looked really comfortable. Sally looked great too, but yeah, I was speaking of opening up and changing things up. Coco's like, well, I'm actually doing the opposite of what I want to do, and I'm going to see how that plays out. I think she was having a little bit of fun with herself, just saying, okay, I didn't have the best results trying to come back to the tour. I'll try to switch gears. And she's like, it actually worked. She stayed and waited for the best waves of the heat.
I think with us, like Coco, we know the potential. Like, we're huge fans, and we just want to see her just win heats and open up and do the surfing that she's capable of. So I have a good feeling for Coco in this event that she's going to tap into that feeling.
Let's follow Coco into the round of 32. Well, she's going to have her neighbor in that one, Zoe McDougall. Also, Gabby Bryan, Rookie of the Year this year, last season on the championship tour. Just won the Sunset Pro, and Minami Nonaka was really fun to watch today. It was very aggressive in her attack, but last thing they need is to have a confident Coco Ho just mix up all those scenarios in the final stop of the Challenger Series, Was.
Yeah, there's a lot of just, locals in that heat, and to watch and see that would be fun to see where everybody positions themselves and actually, finds themselves in the lineup, because today that was key. It was all about positioning. When it comes into these heats with all these Hawaiians in it, you're just going to be going, oh, okay. And you'll be able to see the true playing field and where everybody needs to sit and stay out in the lineup. Because today I was just so hard to watch some of the heats because you want to just be right there and tell them, but you can't say anything.
You got to keep it zipped.
Got to keep it clean.
Right, exactly. Good opportunity right now for us to get caught up with the We Are One Ocean campaign.
Being a native Hawaiian really inspires me to do anything that requires caring for the land or the ocean. Guys like Uncle Dwayne, they're my kupuna, they're my elders, and any knowledge that they pass down to me is, my responsibility to pass down to the next generation.
We Are One Ocean is a global initiative to inspire the surf community to protect and conserve our one ocean, to preserve the future of our sport. Today we are joining forces with Nakamakai and Quiliana Coral on a coral restoration initiative to restore the reef and to inspire ocean protection and stewardship. Getting involved in protecting and conserving the ocean is critical for us today and for future generations.
We have two stations. One is where we're actually going to cut up the coral. So today what we're doing is we're with the WSL athletes and the Waianae community is we're rebuilding coral reefs by microfragmentation onto modules that'll be planted to bring more fish and wildlife to our reefs in Hawaii. So this species right here is lobata or lobe coral.
We know that the ocean here needs help. The coral, a lot of it's gone compared to where it had been, previously. And we brought our partner here, Kuleana Coral, to help us plant new coral for the fish and ocean environment. WSL Pure this year was gracious enough to give us a grant. All that support just helps us to get stronger, expand our programming, impact more children.
Nakamakai means children of the sea. Our mission is to empower youth by connecting them to the kai and aina. Basically, Nakamakai is the uncles and aunties to all of the keiki we mentor, and we expose them to the ocean, and then when that exposure to the ocean grows, then so does the keiki grow in the ocean. So basically, we're creating protectors of our environment.
The elders supporting this and running the organizations, they all gave to us when we were younger, so now it's our turn now that we're older and give back a little bit to the community.
No matter where you are in the world, the ocean is what connects all of us. It's a special connection that we're allowed to create with other people.
Sometimes it can feel like a bit overwhelming to do our part, but if we all work together, we can take care of it.
Tell us what you're doing on social media with the hashtag WeAreOneOcean and tagging WSL and WSL Pure on your post.
We are one ocean.
Really cool to follow the We Are One Ocean campaign all around the world, and especially right here on the island of Oahu. Nakamakai and Dwayne DeSoto. It's always great to catch up with the founder and see how he's giving back to the community and the younger generations to educate them, to protect their resources, and also Kuleana Coral. Showing up to some of these, you realize that you can actually make a difference. You show up and you get educated on how simple it is to actually give back to what you love the most. I know you guys have both been on that journey together and always reminded how special our ocean is, Strider. I know you get a real kick out of just meeting these people and knowing how you can give back.
It's just such a great thing. I mean, just the littlest part can help everything, and we heard them say, it's like, you get kind of overwhelmed. Chris has said it, but it's really doesn't, every little bit counts. And that's the thing that we all have to remember is that people go into these things thinking, am I going to really make a difference? Well, you are. And just by being there, you're making a difference. And then when you get involved, you're making an even bigger difference. And then that ripple effect out to somebody seeing you make a difference makes them want to do it. And it's just, I get chicken skin thinking about it. It's really cool.
It's really cool. Our favorite place in the whole world, no matter if the waves are big or small, the thing we scored today was great surf. Rosie, expecting more of that over the next couple of days, as Surfline, our official forecaster, saying next few days are looking incredible.
Yeah, we are stoked with what's lining up in the forecast for us, Joe. We've got a lot of purple blob action right there, and it's a very favorable direction for Haleiwa, which is getting us very excited about what the potential has for the next few days. Thursday, Friday, everything's kind of lining up, Strata. It's looking really, really good, even going into excellent.
Ooh, when it goes, it's orange is great, but when it goes red, that is just as good as it gets. I love that. They know how to get us going. They know how to turn us on, and they did it right there. And we're ready for that swell to come in west, northwest. It's going to be pretty solid, well overhead. This swell was actually forecasted to be a little bit smaller, and it came in bigger, which gives me hope that we could even see bigger waves than we were forecasted for the next couple of days, at least on Thursday and Friday. And those are hopefully going to be our finish days here, because to see the swell at 10 feet and just ripping through the lineup, and I'll be out there by the buoy. But in the line, I know you guys can't wait to see that too.
I've been waiting for that. That's going to be fun to watch. So tomorrow looks like incredibly fun. Still plenty of size from this swell, but then that bigger swell Thursday, Friday. A lot to look forward to as we get to the part of our show where it's the daily top 5 here on the 805 Post Show. And featuring number 5 on the list, it goes to a wild card named Eve Wong. Eve lost her board at the start of this heat and then put herself in position to get an 8+ ride and took down the victory row.
This was so fun to watch. I mean, she's 17 years old, having a crack. This is her first ever Challenger Series heat, and she does it in such great fashion. She had that bobble with the leash kind of breaking, but then lays it down for an 8.5. I mean, to get an excellent score, that's a feather in your cap, Strides.
Yeah, it was amazing. She's the sweetest little thing, and just took it to the lip. It was awesome.
So cool. Even with a board that looked very loose off the bottom, she just stayed in attack mode throughout the heat. Didn't look phased by the losing her board to the inside, and she makes the 805 Post Show. Coming to number 4, Shion Crawford, the hero from last year. Back to business. 853-777 to move into the next round, row.
Yeah, just so fun to watch this guy. You mentioned last year, I mean, there was scrappy conditions last year. Now this season, to see him really open up on these big walls is super fun to watch. You mentioned his confidence, Strider, and just his technique and his talk through the lip. It's on full display right there.
Yeah, really fun to watch. Definitely a highlight of the day.
And then he's just a hero to all the local kids. He's already getting used to that from a lot of heat wins at this wave. Number 3, young 16-year-old Ryan Kainalo with an incredibly clutch finish today. 6.53, 6.27 to make it through this one.
Yeah, this was such an interesting heat. I mean, Ryan was on the back foot. Cam Richards was looking great throughout this heat, but just couldn't really finish off his waves nicely. And Ryan went out there. He had a chance with priority and then went out and caught another wave, and on the buzzer gets that number. So just a fun heat to watch and watch the evolution of Ryan and get that win into the next round.
Coming into number 2 on the top 5. DJ Shimmy Disco takes out a buzzer beater to make it into the next round. Strider?
Man, Shimmy was out in the water looking over at me. What do I do? Where is it? I can't find it. I'm getting caught inside. I'm getting beat down. She ends up finding this closer right at the end and just belts it. She, needed, I think, like a 2.1 or something, and she got a 4-point score out of that one turn. So showing a lot of aggression into that wave.
And winning the 805 Post Show top 5 is Kaoli Voss. The Tahitian went to Hammertown on this thing. 9-point ride.
I loved his interview with AJ afterwards, because the guy's so humble. He's like, oh, I thought it was a good ride. I hit it 3 times, and then I heard I got a 9-point ride, and I was really surprised. And I was like, he rips. He's so humble, and yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he talked about he could be nervous after a 9 because he wants to back it up. It just brought us into that headspace. You'd think he would just be confidence through the roof after a wave like that, but he knew he just needed to make the heat He feels the pressure of events this size, and a 9-point ride was incredible. One of the best of the day.
Well, I feel like just by watching that and the display of surfing and the technique and how he was going vertical and the score that you got that was put out, a 9-point ride, it just, the rest of the competitors better take notice, because I saw a lot of surfing today. It was a lot of like lateral and round surfing. The judges want to see you belt straight into the lip, into the power pocket, and that's exactly what he did. And he gave the judges exactly what they wanted. He had to play that game, and he was just timing, and everything was perfect. So really fun to watch that kid.
Love it, Strider. Great job today. Rosie, we're getting closer to those situations that we're really going to dive into the qualification story as early as tomorrow with great waves.
Yeah, this is going to get fun. I think the contest, this was kind of like that warm-up day, and now we're going to head into kind of that meat and potatoes, and there's a lot on the line at this event. I mean, I get butterflies just thinking about the scenarios and what's going to be going through these guys and girls' heads when they go hit the pillow tonight, and who's going to get some rest and who's going to be up with anxiety. So looking forward to another big day tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this event unfold and see who qualifies.
Remember, we could start at 8 o'clock local time. Stay tuned to WorldSurfLeague.com for all the updates of the Haleiwa Challenger at home in the Hawaiian Islands. Can I have a ride home?
Of course,
guys.
Jump in.
Sure. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Waves are firing, and it's all smiles up and down the beach.
I mean, it's every competitor's dream to finish off the year in firing waves at Haleiwa, one of the premier stops on the Challenger Series.
Afala's got incredible timing off the bottom. 8.5 for Eve Wong.
Eve is a force to be reckoned with.
Here's Zolly Kelly, and gonna attack. Free fall, and oh, Havana going big.
Big opening frontside hook. What a well-read wave for the local hero.
Open riding in blue, Sally Fitzgibbons went ripping off the top.
Medina, lip glide, explosion, and she does it, a buzzer beater. Next up, men's opening round.
Allen winding up again, drills it with a big layback.
Slicing and dicing, throwing some tail.
Here goes Voss straight up into the lip. Huge, powerful snaps.
Voss turns in a 9-point ride.
Eli Hanneman whacking it on the outside. Eli, give that man a hand, Hanneman. Wow, that was a radical turn right there from Shion Crawford.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.